Hello everybody and welcome to another Transformers review. In today's video, thanks to the team over at Threezero, we're taking a look at the Transformers The Last Knight Autobot Bumblebee. This is the deluxe size version. Remember when they gave us all those really large, awesome figures? Now they've kind of scaled them all down so they can fit in everybody's details and on displays, and personally I really prefer this scale. You've got that same level of detailing minus the huge kind of size and heft. Don't get me wrong, these are still incredibly robust, but they are much more manageable. Like the rest of these Threezero figures, it does come with a window box, and we've got Bumblebee's back there with his hammer, and then we've got B himself, we've got the door mirrors, we've got the alternative head, and we've got hands and accessories. And we have him out of his plastic prison, and doesn't he look lovely? He's actually one of the nicest Swarm members that I own. Kind of really gutted I didn't go for the Prime now. Of course they have done a deluxe scale Last Knight Optimus Prime, and I thought, no, I don't need a nice sort of Bumblebee, and I thought I don't actually have a decent Bumblebee from that movie. I've got, well, I'll show you the collection in a little while, I'll show you what I've got. But this looks sensational, and yeah, he's a little bit too big to scale with my other primes that I've got. But there's just something about him, he looks absolutely sublime, doesn't he? Gorgeous looking piece. And here we have him with the rest of his armour on. Now the bright-eyed and bushy-tailed amongst you may have noticed that I switched out his arm. He comes with that cannon arm. This is the arm that comes on a standard though. He also comes with detachable wing panels. You switch those wings out, and you can put those handcuff-like pieces in the back there, which house the hammer. Kind of more rough and ready. I love that battle mask, although mine doesn't quite sit in as it should. There's a couple of small tabs it should kind of peg in there. He definitely looks very kind of medieval though. It's a very kind of knight-esque battle mask, almost kind of superhero-esque, isn't it, looking at it from that angle? But he's definitely kind of more of a brawler in this movie than what he has been, and of course he does find his voice. So hey, it's a good look for B. I think it's a gorgeous looking figure. I mean, you can never take that away from Threezero, can you? They've always delivered when it comes to the Transformer figures. They are absolutely stunning, and The Last Knight Bumblebee is definitely no exception. Actually blown away by how good this looks. Now accessory wise, as mentioned, he comes with his cannon arm. There's a metal pin on the elbow. This just slides on and off, so you take the arm off and then you can replace it with this lovely big cannon arm. These are the door sections. Again, they slot in to the rear there, and we've got a hinge on this section here. Really gorgeous paint. I love the kind of dirtier look. Definitely kind of more in keeping with what we want from our Bumblebees. We get a plethora of hands. So we've got some gripping hands for the hammer. We've got a left and right. We've got a kind of whoa prime, don't hit me hands. And then we've got a kind of gentle gesturing hands, I guess. Kind of an in-between. And of course that's standard. He comes with those big old clenched fists. Sweeping those aside, there's my my current Bumblebee from my 4th and 5th movie shelf. I had my 4th and 5th stuff together because Prime was so kind of similar. I mean, the first 3 films, again, Prime did look kind of the same. His abs changed slightly for Dark of the Moon, but I've been having The Last Knight and Age of Extinction. I've been having those figures together because they're so kind of similar character-wise. But yeah, this is a terrible Bumblebee. Give you an idea of scale. Here he is, along with some of my current kind of Age of Extinction Last Knight figures. Not all of them. I've got hardly any of the Age of Extinction ones here. I do use the same hound for both. They kind of bridge the gap. Same with crosshairs. So we've got Hot Rod there. We've got the two primes. That's the Toy World prime and the Black Mamba KO oversized version of the Unique Toys one. As to is the Megatron. That's the KO slightly oversized version of the Unique Toys one as well. I mean, it's not terrible, but definitely need the proper version, I think. As naff as my little Bumblebee thing was, it actually scaled pretty well with the rest of those figures, but this little guy in the middle here, he is a stunning work of art, but he's going to have his own little display, and I'm really going to have to hunt down the Threezero figures, I think, because as much as I love these, I mean, these are all really, really nice. I don't ever transform them. I just have them posed, and I think if I'm going to be doing that, why not just invest, sell those maybe, and invest in the Threezero version and have a kind of screen accurate version in my display. Now, while we're here, let's take a look at this face mask. It does not want to peg in. There's a peg here, and these here. It's meant to kind of just grip over and slide into those voids. Mine kind of semi-pegs in, and then friction doesn't hold it in as nicely as I'd like. I mean, it's not going anywhere at the moment, and I do prefer him with that battle mask on. To switch out the hands, pretty much as you would expect, they just literally pop off that ball socket. Let's use the hammer hand. It's hammer time, and that's gonna slide on and then just pop back onto that ball socket. Wow, that really does look sensational. Everything kind of moves as well, so there's no hindrance on the joints. To change or put batteries in that head, I believe it's AG13s. I put these ones in. I believe these are AG13s. These one, yeah, AG13. Takes two of those, and then you've got the button just on the top there, which turns the eyes on and off. Loads of range down that neck. The neck itself's got additional point of articulation. Then you've got it on the head as well, so we can tilt left, right, turn all the way around. Let's just take a look at that face sculpt. I mean, the mask and the paint applications are superb, but if we just slide that off, I mean, especially with those eyes lit up, that is an absolutely sublime look for B. And just look at the details. You've got so much going on here. All of these movable hinges allow for incredible range. Got butterfly joints. That's my favorite joint on a Transformer, especially if you have like a hand wielding weapon like a sword, or in B's case the hammer. That means you can bring those arms all the way forward to the front, and then if you switch out for both grappling hands, the tilt of the head, you can bring those right the way around and they'll both grip that. I think that's a sensational thing to include. I mean, I know they don't have to worry about the transformation or anything with these, so they can literally go to town with the articulation, which in my book, that is nothing but a win. We have a lovely upper torso rotation there. Look at that nice deep crunch. Love all the mechanism at the back there. We've got a rotation on the upper torso as well as that rotation on the lower torso. And then look, if we push, he can crunch all the way down. And again, all of this is just hidden inside that torso, and it's incredibly smooth and natural. So you can hold that lower one and bring this top one up, and it all flows directly as it should. Most temperamental piece of B we have are these thigh guards. Mine do occasionally pop off. See, they're just held on by that one ball socket, and it just pushes on like so. But we've got legs that come all the way out, and see how it moves. It moves so fluidly with those legs. Upper thigh rotation there. Really nice bend on that knee. And then a secondary knee bend, and the joint slides and glides and covers off that joint, making it look incredibly natural. Huge fan of how that works. Just square off his torso there. And then coming down to the feet, we have up and down on the ankle. There is a rocker on the ankle as well, slides left and right. Be mindful of this section here, although it is hinged, so should avoid any damage, but it does slide in and out. Toe can go up and down, and we've got some little bit of motion there on the toe itself as well. I mean, B can pull off a better Iron Man pose than Iron Man can. I mean, that is awesome. Now, like the other Threezero figures, B does come with his own flight stand. Does exactly what you would expect from these flight stands. It's a locked in piece here, so you can push it up, push these, this will slide up. This piece here detaches, so we can get the exact angle that you want it to, and then this allows it to slide, and then you lock it in like so. And B does have a butt cover, which you just need to remove, and that allows you to pop that in. I mean, we can put that in like so. It's quite front heavy there, so let's move this back a little bit more like so. We can kind of have B jumping down there onto Prime, kind of hammer in hand. I mean, have we ever had a more photogenic Bumblebee? That is absolutely superb. So there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Probably the best looking Bumblebee I own to date. Absolutely adore that. Definitely gonna have to sell up some of those bits. Maybe I'll sell them at TF Nation and see if somewhere like In Demand Toys or somewhere have the Prime. It's definitely on my want list. Well, it is now anyway. Just because I've got him to hand as well. If anybody has the MPM Prime, it gives you an idea of how they kind of fare. So yes, not the best scale in the world there. I mean, it's good if they're kind of friends, but if we're trying to be scale junkies, then yeah, that unfortunately does not work. But loving what they've done here. If you want to see him with a human figure, again, just because I had him to hand, probably a little bit too big for those. And here he is with Shia LaBeouf as well. Don't have him on Mark Wahlberg, I'm afraid. I'll include a link in the description below where this can be purchased. This came directly from Threezero's store. It's probably the quickest and easiest place to purchase from. I know there are other retailers, so if they sell out, check out your normal e-tailer or retailer and see if they have these in. And until next time, for myself and the rest of the Collectables household, thank you all so much for watching my content. Goodbye.